Hi, my friends and family. It's another glorious Sunday afternoon in Coldwater Paradise, Santa Cruz Mountains, California. My name's Trey, and this is my YouTube channel, Trey's Myths. And for my Sunday transmission, my sermon is called Seeing Through Maya, the Moral Essence. In my head, the seabed. Think I better regain morality and discernment, and instead of living dead, like you said, I never believed a word of it. Black hole suns, you better run back to Orion. Black hole suns, you moral cowards, you'll never let anyone have some fun. So black hole suns, you better run. Black hole suns, just run away. We don't want to hear what your Nazi officers have to say. 'Cause we love this life, we love the Christ. So don't be afraid of truth. 'Cause you have no morality. And with no morality, you got no spiritual clue. So black hole suns, you gotta run and leave us alone again. Wow, man, it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood in between dark, dark tech attempted ionosphere takeovers. I'm Trey, and today my talk is called Seeing Through Maya, the Moral Essence. This discussion, the idea for this talk, certainly stems from many, many encounters with folks around Santa Cruz, and particularly the quality of vibration of the essence of people that lived here before the Silicon Valley.com boom that is both surveilling me in an airplane form and dumping things into the sky as I speak. Very small town, loving people. So, but if you go back in history even before that, some say that the region where I'm sitting now, as well as Kauai, Hawaii, where there's a Stargate, were some of the last remaining above ground, above land that was once Lemuria, that this was once Lemuria, and that when you get beyond the hologramic, you get beyond the Hadron Collider and the mind control programs and microwave programming of all sorts, and all the black magic, satanic rituals influence on you, and the curse of Santa Cruz and the black magic money curse influence on you in this town, you will feel, say if you go to the forest here or by West Cliff, you will feel the influence of Lemuria or Mu, which was the motherland, and they say we would have to hide in caves to escape the dinosaurs eating us. So I feel that some people in California from some of the older bloodlines certainly have this extreme tenacity, and they're used to extreme danger from their history. Um, Whereas we also have the psychic imprint of the bloodbath of the conquistadores, as well as what came after that, which I call the grapes of wrath, the Draco kings and slave culture and cults, the the slavery that still lives on in the form of wage slavery. Um, Seeing through Maya, the moral essence, you got to know that the matrix is also your ego mind. Okay, it lives through the part of me that the unhealthy part of the individual, which is what creates this narcissistic personality disorder, or NPE as I call it, the narcissistic predator entities. What creates it, is the thought of rent, or the thought that you have to prove yourself, the thought that you have to prove that you are the king of your block, or whatever your ego competition. The narcissistic thoughts, the fear barriers, knowing the extensiveness of the mind control, as I've said many times, is a very important key. You got to know how deep it goes. How if you watch my channel, those handful of you who can stand watching every video, you are the few that really have the courage to go deep in the rabbit hole, take the the heaviest red pill, and it's a challenge, man. It's hard, I know, but choosing freedom is what we must do. The Bible thumpers, for example, their idea of 144,000 can be saved, and everyone else has to be wasted. That's an example of the deceiver, or what we call the demiurge's mind control, or again, it may be the amount of people that can fit in their beast reincarnation thing at one time. The Saturn Moon Matrix Hex Cube tech that also makes you think the point of life is to pay rent. That's all that matters. The dark side of the old religions. Support. Morality creates freedom. Mark Passio said in a video I watched today. A fake ass anarchist, or anyway. So you have to see how people don't want the truth. Spirituality is serious work, and that's why very few people. I'm not trying to play the numbers game of YouTube popularity, and I accept that I'm going to have a small audience. And one of the reasons is not just because I ramble or I have a schizoid dialogue at times. It's because very few people are willing to do the so-called shadow work, or to look at the things I speak about. The idea that fourth dimensional parasites. Again, my dear old friend that let me live in his house for 5 years, he couldn't say anything to me last night after probably hearing about me making videos about healing his mental health issues. And so it's really hard for a lot of people, particularly the fixed signs, as I said. And you have to realize the dark side of the old religions will actually make it so that you have, and the people behind it, the dark ones, have no connection to the true source. No connection to the Christos. It's really heavy. The illusion prevents them, through the hierarchy or their belief in the dogma, the middleman. They cannot even speak to someone awake. So this video I made about this guy and this woman that tried to rescue me, and man, in a way, in the 3D realm for a time, I mean, they were my best friend, but my worst enemy, in the sense that they revealed to me the dogma, whether it was the hero ideation or the narcissism, the self-aggrandizement of my other video, which is a more mild take on it, is becoming addicted to the role. So postmodernism is this extreme new fake religion that's just designed to form your mind so that you don't even think about its irreverence, so that there's no reverence, so that you don't have respect. It's worse than atheism, or it's related to atheism and churchians. And I agree with Mark Passio on this. They're all really disrespectful childish kindergarten ways of looking at the Creator, because the Creator is very reverent, but yet it is not dogmatic. Scientism, death cult is just look at what's happened to the world in the last few years. I mean, sure, they proved that through mind control techniques and terrifying people that they would take their job or their schooling if they didn't take the experiment, that they could achieve half their goal or whatever, but it still doesn't. Again, morally, they're weaklings. They have no self-respect. They're moral cowards, and it's really sad to watch our friends and family and half or 2/3 of this county and half the world getting their subconscious mind and body physically hijacked by moral cowards because they had the reptilians and all their, advanced tech. So, your guru is Lucifer. Honestly, if you obey these people, they'll tell you to your death that there is no such thing as God or the devil, that they're all made up concepts by man, whereas secretly the ones behind this, they all worship Lucifer. It's all known facts, people, known facts. Most of what I tell you is all known facts. The old religions, the Pollyanna versions of spirituality, and the New Age cults, again, because they'll tell you there's no such thing as evil, you made it up, just it's all light and love, the law of attraction, just focus on what you want and forget the dark and forget about your shadow. That can also prevent you through their hierarchy, through the middlemen, through the dogma. In the inverted mainstream culture, it's all fake. What they promote and teach is irreverence, disrespect for the body. Bruce Jenner is the highest level you can go in this direction, and this is what they promote. You have to accept and respect the inverted version. You have to admit where you're fake, and I still have to work through some of this. You have to admit every part of your subconscious and all your thoughts that are fake or obedient to the dark side and just pathetic. Because otherwise, they eat at you and they kind of destroy some of your morality, and you become this narcissistic predator entity or narcissistic personality or this fake ego. When you can admit where you're fake and your self-limiting statements such as like, I am always this, I always have to make a video in the tent, I can't do anything better, or whatever. When you limit yourself by your statements, I am little me, you greatly hinder your spiritual growth, obviously. Whereas when your moral essence grows in respectful, non-competitive play and doing your dharma honestly. In other words, if you can actually have equanimity, as much as I preach it, I still haven't learned it fully. And do your dharma harmlessly. Okay, doing your dharma harmlessly. The negative alien agenda is harmed every time you obey. Okay, your dharma is harmed every time you obey the fake exotericist, official external authority, inherently immoral. God is within. This external authority created by the negative aliens, by war, and through war and theft. How did greed imply rulership? Through coercion, threats, and war. You have to realize these big impersonal institutions are so big and accredited degrees that take all these years to intimidate you into believing it's real. Okay? A true narcissist or narcissistic entity is a vampire who will never let you live your harmless mission. You have to find real people not slaves or narcissists. Um, Knowing your ego obstacles is a huge thing.